All right, guys, what's going down, man? This is your boy, DJ Just J with Just Dimes ENT, and I am your host of The Soda You Dig. I'd like to give you guys a shout out and thank you for coming here. I know it's really late at night, and we're going to do a late show because we didn't have very many shows on live today, and I thought I'd give you guys some content because I found a video that was very interesting to me. Shahrazad Ali, I think she's a very interesting person, and I wanted to share a video. It's kind of long, so I won't waste too much time with it, and I'll go ahead and get this thing started. So let me give a shout out to Chris G, Chorus 15, Athena's World, Ty Sands in the building, Monte Nash, Mac Alpha, Athena's World, Dante Adams, Black Boy, Roger Cash, CJ Gunn, Gary the Truck Driver, Promise in the building. What's up, Promise? Anthony Cantor. Who else am I missing? Hawkeye in the building. Phil McCracken, Skohar, Sherrod Ellis, Carla is in the building. You made a mistake timing him out. Anthony Steele is in the building, or was in the building. I hope you come back, Anthony. We apologize about that. It was an accident. Let me see. He said he was going to flag the video DJ. Ramik Senior. Ramik, tell me what you're talking about, bro. What's going to flag what video? Let me see. Iguzmi is in the building. That's my sister Erica. Snuggles in the building. Carla. Oh, I already got Carla. Let me see. Who was that? Ramik, what you talking about, bro? Ooh, we make sandwiches is in the building. My brother Jason Gunn is in the building. Ramik, let me know what you're talking about. He said he was going to flag the video, DJ. What video? Please let me know before I get started so I can know. Okay. Corey said that was somebody else. What's up, John? All right, and I'm glad I sound great because the audio was hella loud. I had to turn it down. So I'm gonna have to play a song and see how this goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my volume all the way down. I'm gonna give you guys a song. This is by my guy L Smooth, and it's called "Hold On." This actually is a black empowerment song. That's why I'm actually playing it. What's up, Mike Pride?
War paint on my face cause it's a war. Not even the clerk knows what the world has in store. It's a must to be stronger than elephant tusk. From dusk to dawn you can be laid out on your lawn. Survival tactics you better practice. That way you learn to strike quick like matches. Fight fire with fire. Yeah, I'm a leader for hire. Black owned businesses, I'm a product buyer. Grow your network to get your network. I'm a poetry in motion on a tune expert. Let's work, let's build, let's bring back the essence. That way we stop getting treated like peasants. Hold yourself in higher regard. Yeah, I know you got scars. Collaboration, the great minds will raise the bar. Since my talent been unveiled to the planet, people saying hip-hop is alive. Oh, damn it. Only the strong survive. Survive keeps you strong. Sim cook the game cause a change gonna come. Hold on. Hold on. Only the strong survive. Survive if you're strong. Sim cook the game so a change gonna come. Hold on.
Yeah, nigga, hold on. Look, minding my business, highly significant. Where the power don't allow you to be innocent. Only cowards devour power for benefit. For the younger people's well-being at the expense of it. I'm here for what I came for, that's it, and I'm going home. Long wolf don't look for nobody to throw a bone. This for my leaders admitting when getting got. You can either make it right, run from it, or sit and watch. Hit a couple game winners while missing most of my shots. Still had a boxing woman, I never fit in a box. Y'all forgive me for my sins, help me forget these crooked cops. If you don't get what it takes, no, it still took a lot. I don't put it in the status, I just ain't the type to say it. Murder, 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 I don't do it, I okay it. Everything everybody's trying to do is so archaic. Trying to be famous, rather be superstars and be the greatest.
Only the strong survive. Survive keeps you strong. Sim cook the game cause a change gonna come. Hold on. Hold on. Only the strong survive. Survive if you're strong. Sim cook the game so a change gonna come. Hold on. Hold on.
Yo, hey, life is like a ride without the seatbelt. You gotta put your pride aside when you need help.
and I need it more than ever. Hey, every day is cloudy weather, but when it comes to weather and storms, tell me who do it better. Adjusting any element. I'm from the 405 jungle, lions, bears, elephants. Young niggas out here for tiger stripes. Nothing sweet, and I ain't talking Tony the Tiger type. They ride at night, pull up on you in this day, aim and shoot you in the face. Jump in the car and speed away, get careless by catching the case. Cause nowadays they careless by catching the fade. It's always the innocent catching the stray. I'm feeling like Malcolm with the chop, peeping through the window, just checking out the block, making sure it isn't hot. Cause these devils quick to run in your spot. Take everything you got, then leave with no second
Only the
thought.
strong survive. Survive keeps you strong. Sam cook the game cause a change gonna come. Hold on. Hold on. Only the strong survive. Survive keeps you strong. Sam cook the game so a change gonna come. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
All right, guys. Hopefully everything sounds okay. I'm going to have to go back and listen to the sound again to see how we sound. That's my guy L Smooth, and it's called Hold On, and he features that. You can actually look him up on Facebook. You can look him up a couple different ways. But yeah, Soto Stalker Soft Drink. Classic young man. That's my dude, man. That is my guy for sure, man. Don't let nobody tell you no different, my brother.
Hopefully everything sounds okay. I'm going to have to...
Okay. It sounds pretty decent, man. I can't believe I can't turn the headphones up. It really bothers me because I like to be able to hear myself. Let me give a shout out to... Who else is in the building? Will DeMars is in the building. Who else am I missing? My sister Sinead, Classic Young Man. Mo Common Sense. Michelle Russell is in the building. Hey, yeah. Tammy B and the Empress. Who's the artist? That is my guy, L Smooth. Let me see if I can get you a picture. I don't know if I have a picture of him or not. Dang. I gotta apologize to my dude, L Smooth. I was not ready for you guys to ask me who that was. Let's see if I could find it. All right, here it is. Here's a picture. I'll just move it over my face so I don't take you guys off the screen. That's my guy, L Smooth. Song is called Hold On. And I actually designed the graphic for him, which was kind of dope. And I know I have that graphic around here somewhere. Here's another picture of him. It's also my guy, L Smooth. Let's see. There it is. There's the graphic. This is actually the graphic I designed for him for that song. So that's L Smooth, Mensa, MENSAH, Fresh, and Continental Cut. Called Hold On. And I actually designed that graphic for them. So that's the artist on that song. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this thing popping. And you guys are here to see the Shahrazad Ali video. And I want to warn you guys before we get there that if you guys aren't ready to hear the truth, if you guys aren't ready to hear offensive language, things that are going to hurt your sensibilities, then this might not be the show for you. We got about 72 people watching. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. Thank you guys, man. And all I could do is just tell you guys thank you for being here. It's freaking like almost 1 o'clock at night. And I honestly thought we wasn't going to get maybe but a couple people to come. So thank you guys for coming through to show the support. As you guys can see on the screen there to my right, you know, Soto Nation are, you know, really, really awesome, really loyal people just like myself. I'm a very loyal person. So thank you guys. Thank you to everybody. Let's go ahead and get this video started. Now, as always, I have to let you guys know we are using this video by way of Fair use. Federal law allows citizens like myself to redistribute Federal law allows citizens like myself to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, which this is, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, which is what we're going to be doing, and parody, which doesn't infringe copyright under 17 USC 107 hashtag, say it with me, fair use. Gotta love it, guys. Let's go ahead and get this thing started with no further ado. This is Shahrazad Ali. Guys, listen up. Open your minds, open up your hearts, and listen to what my sister has to say about the state of the black community. And Jason Gunn, this is good. I'm glad that you're here. We're not gonna leave like DJ. That's what's up, man. Definitely appreciate that, bro.
Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. I'd like to certainly thank Dr. Johnson and the National Association of Conscious Black Women for having the courage to invite me here. I think that most of you have heard, read, or seen something about my book around the country. I've been on a national tour for 12 months, and I'm doing the lecture tour to reach a lot of our people who perhaps got the wrong understanding from television. Television shows are designed in a certain way by the producers of those shows to exploit whatever the idea is that's being presented so as to get high ratings. And so they have kind of had me back against the wall, and so I'm doing the lecture tour so that I could go around and perhaps give our people a little relief, because so many things have been taken out of context and it has created a lot of confusion. My position is that the black woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in our black family structure. Now, of course, there are many black people who consider those fighting words, because as black women, we have never been subject to the kind of examination that our men have been subject to since we have been here. We have been somewhat protected and shielded from any kind of critiquing about our personal behavior, whereas our men have always been up for examination. The book is not an attack on black women. I have never said that all black women do everything that I list in my book. None of us have lived long enough to do everything that I list in the book, but most of us do some of the things that I've listed in my book. And I do say that it is not because of generalizations that we are all victimized by some of the negative patterns of behavior in the book, but the book just represents our collective contribution. This is some of everything that we have done, or that we do daily, that contributes to the breakup of our relationship, the destruction of our man, and the failure of our children to be able to function. They did not tell us that all of that, being my own person and I'm independent, would lead to separation, loneliness, celibacy, and lesbianism. They didn't tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation. They didn't give us that information. They made us think that it was some kind of glorified position to brag about the fact that I got my own job, my own credit card, my own car, so I don't need no man. I don't even know how we got that mixed up. Ain't none of that got nothing to do with being with no man. We have some serious relationship problems that nobody has been able to address us on, because everybody wants to pretend that this is not going on. Over 60% of our women are single, widowed, separated, or divorced. They don't have a man. I just came out of Florida and they got a housing complex that the Urban League built, which is a black organization that is for women and children only. They say they don't allow any men in there. I didn't have time to deal with it, but I talked about them real bad. That's the silliest program I've ever heard of. You know them women that had men if they got a bunch of children. They need fathers. They need protection. We hear about the drug problem that we have in our projects across the country. It's one of the major places that we have a drug problem. We talk about the great strength that we have as black women. Well, the welfare department don't rent government apartments to single black men. Those apartments belong to black women who are allowing this to go on in their home. We have not looked at what part of the responsibility do we share. Yes, black men sell a lot of drugs, and a lot of us black women get the money from them drugs and buy some of these fancy clothes we wear. Drive around in some of these fancy cars. He is not doing these things alone and without support from us, whether they are good or bad. See, we have a lot of power. We are very strong women. I'm saying that we're using our strength in the wrong direction. We're using it to tear our man down, tear our nation down, instead of building it up. Having an education and a job does not necessarily mean you have a successful life. I keep telling black women that to raise a child, they say, well, I provided with food, clothing, and shelter. That's not raising a child, that's maintaining one. To raise a child, you need a parental coalition of a man and a woman. We have sons who, by not having a father in the home, they don't know how to respect women. They take on the black female emotionalism. They become bitchy, they're doubtful, they're indecisive, they can't make a decision. They don't know what to do about being a man because we can't teach them that. We don't have that knowledge. We have daughters who grow up in a home where they don't see any affection, where there's no man there. They go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have no idea how to be no woman to no man, how to function in a house with a man, because they haven't seen it. Most of our children, just like us, get all the information we have about how you be with a mate off television. It's the only medium that shows us anybody being together. Those rules have not worked for us. The white woman's liberation movement, we don't have anything to do with that. We have not been under the control of the black man for over 500 years, so what do we have to get liberated from them from? They haven't been our boss. That's the white woman and her man. They're going through that, and that's their business. We don't have any business being in that. They only introduced it to break down the civil rights movement. Civil rights movement started with the black man, the black woman, and the black child standing together, trying to plead for freedom, justice, and equality, and more benefits in the country that they had built. They threw the white woman in there with the women's liberation movement and made it a woman against man thing. That created a big separation between black men and black women, because then everybody started going for self. Then they bring the welfare system in and tell us in order to feed and clothe and house our children, we have to give up our man. You have to put the man out of the house. When the white farm wife goes to the government for subsidy for the farm, they don't tell her to get rid of the farmer, they keep that family together. But in the black community, they make it a requirement, because they want to keep endorsing into the black community that the black man is no good, and that he is not deserving of respect, he is not deserving of us letting him give us any protection or instruction, and that we are better than them. The major responsibility that the black woman has had on the earth for the trillions of years that we have been here has been one of nutrition and birthing children. Those two things have a great deal to do with the survival of any people, the reproduction of the nation, and feeding them the proper food so that they can live. Those are very important jobs. Those are very powerful positions, because it puts us in a position to decide who's going to live or die, and how slow they're going to die by what we feed them. We have a very powerful position. That's not a small role that we play. We have just been taught to misrepresent and misuse that power. The people who we have been counting on to give us the truth about how to get along have failed. The white people don't know how to get along. They don't have that information themselves. They don't get along with nobody on earth. So they didn't have no information to impart to us about how we're supposed to get along. They change their relationship rules at will. We have, tons of black children around this country that I hear from who have grown up traumatized by the fact that they were referred to as the outside child. When we were having children like that, they called it illegitimate children, until the white woman started having them, and that's single parenting. See, they changed the rules according to what they're doing. So I've called on our people to change them depending on what we want to do, what our needs are. There's another need that has not been addressed in our community, because nobody will deal with it, and that's one that God did not create three sexes. We only have men and women. Now, I have not said that we should reject the sisters who try and act like men and the men who try and act like women. I'm not saying to reject them from among us, but they need to be taught. We don't have to accept that as some kind of normalcy, because that's not normal.
That, guys, that is something that I have been telling you guys for a long time. You've also heard Tommy say the exact same thing, is that it is not considered to be normal. It is abnormal. It has become acceptable. And, you know, we've come to accept, you know, people as human beings, which is fine. And they make the choices that they want to make. That's completely up to them. But in nature, it is considered to be abnormal. So I hope you guys understand her message. There's quite a bit more to this video. Guys, I hope this means something to you. If it does, you know, like I said, in all seriousness, just hit the thumbs up, show a little love. That'll bring people in. And I just want to take a pause real quick to say that. Please hit the thumbs up and share. If you want to check out the PayPal or Patreon, feel free to do so. You know, they'll continue to post that throughout the video. I'm not going to stop it too many times, but I will stop it a couple of times just to make sure and let you guys know. Again, we're using this video by way of fair use. This is Shahrazad Ali. Very powerful, very influential, very positive sister, and a sister that I believe speaks a message of fairness. And like I say, I just want you guys to understand, we aren't trying to stir up your sensibilities. We're just trying to speak on what we believe is fair. Let's keep going.
But because now the white people are practicing that, you know, when we were doing it, we were punks and faggots. Now that they're doing it, now it's an alternative lifestyle. I'm trying to demonstrate how they have set rules that they have forced us to follow that they don't even follow themselves. They change the rules to suit them when they get ready. We can change them to suit us when we get ready, especially if we have what we have now, which is a failing system. It hasn't worked for us. We don't have to be ashamed that it hasn't worked for us. But we do have to be ashamed of the fact that we keep plodding behind it and not trying to make the corrections that will help our people to survive.
So I had to start saying that he was over you in charge.
And this audio is going to be a little bit different. So like I say, if we have any difficulty, just try to work through it, guys. But here we go. I'm going to continue to play the video. Let's go.
He has just been ruling us with an idea.
And let me say this. I noticed the comment in there by Latanza, and I haven't seen you here before. I'd like to say thank you for coming through. I know it's extremely late at night, but wherever you come from, I'd just like to thank you for being here. She said, the worst thing a black man can do is disrespect the sacred womb, Mother Isis, that gave birth to him. Osiris would have been nothing without his queen Isis. Well, this is the contradiction in what you say, because Latanza, as much as I respect what you say, this is the way that I raise my children. This is the thing that I believe in, is I believe in being fair. And one thing that I preach in my household is I preach fairness. And in all fairness, if you could say that we should not disrespect a woman, and then you don't turn around and say that we shouldn't disrespect a man because creation wouldn't exist without either one, then I believe that you might be being just a little bit unfair, if you understand where I'm coming from. And that's part of where we get off track, is so many times they say, you know, you shouldn't hit a woman, you should respect a woman, you know, your mother is everything, and stuff like that. But too many times you don't give fathers any level of credit at all. And the thing is what you do at that point is you disrespect your other half. We are all the yin and the yang, the push and the pull. We all contain balanced DNA, which comes from man and it comes from woman. There can be no life with two female eggs together. There can be no life to male sperm together. It takes male, female sperm to be able to put them together in order to create life. That is where the energy comes from. That is where the balance comes from. So you cannot have the yin without the yang. You cannot have the push without the pull. And I hope you understand where I'm coming from. So with that being said, I would encourage you to think before you say things like what you said, because of the fact that you cannot say honor a woman and not honor a man. You cannot say respect a woman's womb and not respect a man's seed. Because with a woman's fertile soil, that fertile soil doesn't mean anything if there's nothing there to fertilize it. So I hope you hear me on that, okay? Let's keep going.
And that idea is that you ain't nothing, that everybody else is. So coming up out of that idea this year, sisters don't have any idea what it can be like for us to have 15, 20 million black men walking around in America feeling good about themselves. educational background is. In fact, we have proven that the more education we get, the more ignorant we get in front of our neighbors. I'm glad that the book is being circulated around here, and I would like to think that we are happy that we have something else to sell to each other than everybody Tupperware and bread. Sometimes these words sound like that I'm saying that now you ought to go home and bow down on your knees to your man or become subjugated or submit. You know, we have a real hard time with that word submit. And yes, I have charged that our educational class has failed us. They have not represented our needs. All they got was a job. I gave them 30 years to present us with a program, a national project, an agenda that we could work on to improve our homes, and it never did arrive. The only thing they gave us was a welfare program, and we know that that failed. The reason
I want you guys to hear what she just said. She said they gave us the welfare program and that program failed. And again, you guys know that is one of my key talking points over here at the So Do You Dig. And what is that? Title 4. Jay McLovin is in the building. Jay McLovin is in the building. My baby, thank you, Jay McLovin. My heart, my backbone, my soul, my everything. Thank you for being here. And I did not know that you were awake. But thank you for being here, and I appreciate you being up and at least saying hi, you know. So I hope you either get some rest or get enough rest. So thank you for being here and showing some love in the chat, man. That's my baby, y'all. All right, but let's keep going, man. I'm gonna try to back it up just a hair. Not too much, but I want you guys to hear what she said. She said that the welfare system has failed us. And I want to say to my brother, classy young man who sent a donation. Let me make sure. Did he leave a message? I'm grateful to be a part of the Soto community. Brother, like I say, this is definitely one branch of the tree of Soto Nation, and I hope that we represent my brother Tommy's message in a way where people can understand us, where people can respect us, and where people want to continue to support us. And I definitely appreciate you being, you know, one of the standout people that, you know, I could call my friend and my brother that always shows support. Classy young man, I appreciate that. And anybody else, like I say, the links are out there. You could always check under the description box. And if you want to hit any of those links, my moderators will post them from time to time throughout this video. You could also check out those links and check out the Patreon, where we also have some perks on there. There's some really awesome perks. If nothing else, at least check out the Patreon, which is right over here. And if you'll go there, there's actually a couple of levels of that, and you could choose whatever you like. But I will honor each and every perk that's on there. And there's some really nice perks on there. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Let's keep going. We got a lot more video to go, guys. So hope you guys are enjoying the late night Saturday. You dig going into Sunday morning. You guys are here, man. But again, here we go. She talks about the welfare system folding on us and failing us. And this is what we talk about all the time. Title 4. Here we go.
Charge that our educational class has failed us. They have not represented our needs. All they got was a job. I gave them 30 years to present us with a program, a national project, an agenda that we could work on to improve our homes, and it never did arrive. The only thing they gave us was a welfare program, and we know that that failed. The reason that I wrote the book, certainly, which is a
classic question that I'm asked all over the country. I wrote the book because we represent the missing link as black women. The black man has been dissected, examined, the white man, the white woman, and the black child. But it has been us as black women who have never been examined. We have been protected, we have been insulated, we have been kept from any kind of criticism about our personal behavior in the home and outside of the home, and we have been given the false compliment that we are the backbone of the black nation.
I absolutely love this sister. It would be, you know, there's some people in life that I would love to meet, and there's not very, very many of those. I would love to meet this sister. Absolutely love to meet this sister. I don't know that I have met, you know, too many people with such a balanced mindset. Wow, that is so freaking powerful what she said. I mean, that it blows my socks off to just hear her speak in fairness, and it's all it is just her being fair. So I'm gonna back it up just a hair. You guys got to hear this again.
It's a question that I'm asked all over the country. I wrote the book because we represent the missing link as black women. The black man has been dissected, examined, the white man, the white woman, and the black child. But it has been us.
She's calling for accountability. Thank you, Island Girl. That's all she's doing is calling for accountability on all accords. Monte, I would love for somebody to reach out to her, and I think Tommy would be the perfect person. You know, I would make time any day of the week to have a conversation with her. Even a small email dialogue, I think would be awesome, even for me. But yeah, if anybody watching this video knows how to get in contact with her, definitely reach out to her and let her know that Soto Nation would love to embrace her here and be able to have a conversation with her if you guys know how to reach out to her.
As black women who have never been examined.
She's preaching accountability.
We have been protected, we have been insulated, we have been kept from any kind of criticism about our personal behavior in the home and outside of the home, and we have been given the false compliment that we are the backbone of the black nation.
Who is she saying? Who is she talking about? Who said that? Wow, and my sister Sinead is showing out also. My sister Sinead, I got to also give you the prayer hands. Thank you, Sinead. I think you were in the chat, sister. She just sent an awesome donation. She didn't leave a message, but my sister is always showing love and showed me some love here tonight. Definitely appreciate that tonight or this morning. So I want to say thank you, Sister Sinead, for the donation. I'm going to see if anybody catches that, because I know you guys are a little bit behind me, so I'm going to wait to see what you say. Preda King, what's up, Preda King? He said she's very balanced and introspective. I think so. What's up, Johnny Peppers? And everybody else. Kingdom Minded. Hey, Kingdom Minded. Chevelle. Super Kuju. Gen 916. I play that part. Play that part again for all those people who backed up Obama on that BS speech he gave about black men need to take care of their kids. Wow. I'm sorry it took me a minute to read what you said. That is amazing. Yes, I will absolutely back it up just a hair. I'd be happy to. See if I can get it right back. There we go. That's a good point.
Could work on to improve our homes, and it never did arrive. The only thing they gave us was the welfare program, and we know that that failed.
Let me see. I'm back. Jay, do you have a Subtle You Dig t-shirt? I do have designs, yes. I haven't put them on the site that I was going to use. Classy Young Man, do you think I should put up the t-shirts? Because I can get that done probably by this week. I have something I have to do here tomorrow. You know, my family asked me to come down, so I got some crap I got to handle, but I can definitely get that done for sure this week. So if you guys are interested in t-shirts, that's another thing that we can do also, is I can put up some of the designs. Tommy actually has a few of my designs on his website. So you guys might not even know that they're my designs, but there's some that are on there. But I can absolutely put up my own designs if you guys want some t-shirts. So classic young man, what I'll do, brother, is if you will get with me, I'll actually make sure and send you a personal email and send you every design I have, and I'll just send you a shirt. I'll just mail it to you straight up and down. So I got you, bro. And what she said was Barack Obama told us and gave us as black people the false security that black women are the backbone of the black community, and she's debunking that, and she's saying that that is not true because we have actually lost a hell of a lot more than we've gained. I want you to hear her say that again. Here we go.
The reason that I wrote the book, certainly, which is a classic question that I'm asked all over the country, I wrote the book because we represent the missing link as black women. The black man has been dissected, examined, the white man, the white woman, and the black child. But it has been us as black women who have never been examined. We have been protected, we have been insulated, we have been kept from any kind of criticism.
I got you, bro. I will definitely get those t-shirts going. Count on me this week. I'll get the t-shirts going. My word. That's my word.
About our personal behavior in the home and outside of the home. And we have been given the false compliment that we are the backbone of the black nation.
You hear that?
There is no doubt in any community in this country that the men in those communities are the backbone of their nations.
We are the only community, the black community is the only community where the men are not the backbone. The only.
There's no doubt in the white community that the white man is the backbone of his nation. The European, the Buddhist, the Korean, the Japanese, the Hispanic, all of those men are the backbones of their community, and there's no doubt about it. It is only in the black community where those values have been transposed and where they put that burden on us and tell us that we are the backbone of the black community, which is a direct insult to the black man and implies that he don't have no backbone and that his women have to represent him. It's a heavy burden. It's one we are tired of carrying, and it is one that is not true. I remind people all the time that God did not make the white man, the white woman, the black woman, and then the black man. He made the black man first, and he created all of the rest of the people after him. When I wrote my first book back in 1985, I was going about the country trying to still work to teach our people something, trying to get them to stop eating pork. And at that time, I was having what I call get off those hog lectures. And I would take the microscope out and I would show black people how even if you cook pork, you couldn't kill the worm. I would show them that the worm was still alive in the meat after heat, because that's what they told us, that you could cook it and kill the worm. And so I would show them what it did to the brain and the spinal column. And so there were many black men who wanted to stop eating pork. They wanted to change their diets, and they were in agreement. But it was the black woman who I found who was the most adamant, who refused to change her cooking habits, who didn't want to shop differently, who didn't want to do any different meal planning. And so I say, well now, if we are refusing to provide the black man with the proper physical food when we know food is what sustains life, then what else are we keeping from him? What else are we doing to destroy our men, to destroy our families? Because we don't know any better, or because we're too lazy, or because nobody has ever called on us to repent.
Wow. All right, let me see what we got. Preda said, honestly, Barack was the worst thing that happened to black people, specifically black men. Statistically, black males are at the highest level of unemployment of any group of men across the board. But I will say this, as much as people talk about Donald Trump, that number has actually gone down with unemployment, especially with him getting rid of him chipping away at Title IV and getting rid of the food stamps and all of that, and making people get jobs and making people fill out applications in order to get food stamps. That stuff helps get people back working. Latanza came back and said, I understand the need for a male to create a child, but black women have been hurt so many times by black men who create a child and then want nothing to do with it or the mother. Okay, Latanza. Okay, I'm gonna just say this because I don't know how long you're gonna be here listening. So I'm gonna just say what I gotta say, and I'm gonna say it. You know, my woman is listening, and if she disagrees, she'll let me know where I'm wrong at. But I'm gonna say this: I don't think you understand. Number one, you do not understand. And in order to understand, you absolutely have to be able to take into context what this particular woman is saying. Shahrazad Ali, okay? Number two, black women have been hurt. This is the thing. Black women are pursued on a day-to-day basis. Black women have the ultimate control, the ultimate power, the ultimate last say in what happens to her. No man can do with a woman what a woman will not allow that man to do. I'll say that again. Empower yourself with this knowledge. Hear me out. No man can do with a woman what a woman will not allow that man to do. Physically, emotionally, financially, and most importantly, legally. Now you tell me where I'm wrong at. No man can do what a woman will not allow that man to do. Spiritually, emotionally, financially, and especially legally. Tell me where I'm wrong. Because that's what we're talking about is the accountability. The accountability starts at home. It's just like I talk about with the schools all the time. If your kid can't read, your kid can't write, and your kid is not being successful at school, that is not the teacher's fault. In this scenario, and I'm using this as an analogy, hopefully you guys understand analogies. Refer that back to what I just said. That means that accountability starts at home with the parents. So that means if home being the woman, accountability starts with the woman. Because the woman has the choice, the innate option to be able to choose who comes into her house, otherwise known as her womb. Now you tell me where I'm wrong about that. Challenge me on that. I would love to hear your response. I think that's pretty fair. All right, let's keep going.
And so then that led me to the study. And so as I was going along, initially I was keeping up with names and addresses and all of those things for that so-called research that they talk about. And then I found out that we didn't have a control group. There was not one set of Negroes that I could point at and say, well, these particular Negroes over here, they didn't suffer from the psychological trauma of slavery, so we don't have to deal with that. I found out that all of us had the same problems and that we were not as different as we think we are. We are all doing the same things. We're all practicing the same patterns of behavior. A pattern is something that people follow because they think it's the right way to go. We have been doing it and approving that behavior between each other because we think, well, this is just how you do it. We have not represented our own ideas. We have not had anyone to represent our own ideas to us. The only place we have learned about how to be a woman or how a man is to be a man is on television. We haven't had that kind of a chance to study ourselves. The white woman has been the only woman we have had an opportunity to study every day of our life. On television, in every magazine we ever picked up, in every newspaper, on every radio. She's been the only model we have had. And if we think that that's not important, then we need to, look at that again. We have studied that, and we have...
I agree with what a classy young man said. That would be the only scenario where a woman's choice is taken away. But then again, that woman is also protected by the legal system. So even that doesn't give a woman too many excuses, because more times than none, with the majority of Americans, and especially the majority of women, will have the opportunity to defend themselves, especially when it comes to the legal system. And most men knows what happens whenever you take away a woman's choice. The system comes down hard on men. So I like the fact that classy young man pointed that out. That is probably the only scenario where a woman can be taken advantage of, but technically not really, because like I say, that man can be held accountable. Let's keep going.
Made up and came up with requirements that the white people have set for us for our man. And if he cannot come up to those requirements, then we have decided that he is impotent and unable to be our man because he's disqualified, because he does not qualify by the standards that the white people have set up. We think a good, successful relationship is one where everything goes our way. The first time it stops going our way, then we got a serious problem. We want our man to do everything we tell him to do, but we don't want to do anything he tells us to do. Yeah, it's hard language. And all of our so-called educated class together have never come up with an agenda that brought the people together to try to improve their condition like the Black Man's Guide. Not a one of them have ever had a program that got all of the black people talking, got all of them out. Made everybody decide to make a comment, whether they wanted to or not. People are compelled to testify all over the country. I can't walk the street. See, we've never been examined, as I said, in the breakdown of every relationship. Each party in the relationship shares 1/2 the responsibility. That's 50% of the responsibility. So yes, the black man is 50% responsible for the breakdown of our relationships. And we are the other 50% half responsible for the breakdown of our relationships. And I ask black women, if you do not want to accept 50% of the responsibility, what percentage do you accept, and how does that behavior manifest? And I guarantee you it's already in my book.
Wow. Does that not sound fair, guys? That sounds fair to me. She said it should be 50-50 as far as responsibility. And she said if the women do not want 50% responsibility, what percentage do you want? Because what we're giving them at this point as far as responsibility is a big fat 0. We're not giving them any level of responsibility for anything at any point. So like I say, I think that's fair. Where is that unfair at? Can anybody explain to me where that's unfair? We're going to have to get rid of happy wife, happy life saying, DJ. Yep. Yeah, I mean, things like that. Because they want to make the focus in these so-called ideas of marriages talking about make your wife happy. When I think that I like Will Smith's approach. And Will Smith's approach, he believes that each person needs to make themselves happy. You make yourself happy, I'll make myself happy, and then we can come together. So that way, I'm not relying on you for my happiness and you aren't relying on me for your happiness. There's some relationship advice for you. I think that's fair.
Because this lists the things that we do. We've just never seen it in print. We've never had it out front. We've never been busted. But now we have the equality we've been crying for. They're busted and so are we. I teach that slavery tampered with nature. When I say that slavery tampered with nature, I mean that a major rite of passage for every male mammal is to provide and protect for a female and her young. Now, certainly we know that the black man has been denied that opportunity. He has not been allowed to qualify to protect his woman or provide for them. They have told us that the only provision that the black man is qualified to give us is one of money. And we have made finance the major focus of our relationships with them.
Okay. Did you hear what she said, guys? Did I not just say that recently on a show? Where I said we are literally having babies for benefits. You guys remember the show where I had my brother Roger on the show? I'm going to continue to use my brother Roger in that show as an example, just to point out that when you really open your eyes and you really, really look, you will continue to hear examples where women are actually only having babies and procreating just for benefits. 100% for benefits. There's way too many people that fall under that particular category. Hashtag not all. Well, I mean, you guys are smart people. We don't have to say. In Soto Nation, I know y'all are smart. We don't have to say hashtag not all. I know you guys are smart. But let's keep going.
We have made the one thing that most of them don't even have be the criteria. We have been taught that if they do not give us money, that we are not to even allow them to be a father to their child. We have been taught that if he does not give us money, then he is not qualified to tell us what to do. We have been taught that if he does not give us money, that he doesn't have any rights in the home. It's whoever is making the money who has the rights. That's not our system. The black man provides more in a black home than just financial support. He provides direction, guidance, gratification, fulfillment, and discipline for our children.
Wow. It would be such a huge honor to meet her. Wow. Okay, and I'm going to tell you guys this. I told you guys that in order for us to make change in the black community, we have to get through to some of our sisters, because women will follow. If we get through to some of our sisters, like if we had 100 Shahrazad Ali's, we could fix the black community. All we need is to be able to get to a few sisters out there and to continue to have sisters like this disseminate the proper and fair information. We could see a huge difference here in a small handful of years. I love her message. Her message is fair. Let's keep going.
Those are the principles that are missing in our home today, which is why our children are savage in the streets. We see those children out there sometimes acting wild and uncivilized and disrespectful because they don't respect anyone, because we didn't teach them any respect. We didn't know how. And a lot of times we look at them and we say, yeah, they're out there doing this, and we act like that they dropped down out of the sky. But those are our children. We birthed them up out of our womb. They belong to us. And we are responsible for them. And for every child that's out there out of control, disrespectful, ignorant, and uneducated, they have a black mother somewhere who failed to do her job, and a black father who failed to do his. It is not the responsibility, of the American government to raise our children. It is not the responsibility.
Oh, did you guys hear that? She said it is not the government's responsibility to raise our children. Did I not just say that? Latanza, let's see what she said. They only have sex to please their men who have lustful desires, because if they don't give them what they want, the man will seek it elsewhere. They hope by having a baby it will make him stay. Okay, Sister Latanza, let me point out something else that I have to point out to young women all the time. I know I'm not that old, but best believe, I've done a lot of counseling, and I'm going to tell you something where this might actually help you out. And I appreciate you still being here. Obviously, you're listening. So all it takes at this point is for the information to go in your head. Once it enters your head, some of that information will start to retain, and it'll start to manifest itself. So I appreciate you being here to collect those seeds. Appreciate you being here. So let me see. She said having a baby will make him stay. What we talk about here in Soto Nation is we talk about the majority and not the anomaly. Okay? The majority of women that are having children are not having children to make a man stay anywhere. The majority of women that are having children outside of wedlock are having children specifically for benefits that they get from Title IV. That is the majority of women that have children outside of wedlock. If a woman does not fall under that category, she would be considered to be in the minority, in the anomaly. If you're not sure what she said, I'm old. I'm not old, girl. I just don't have no hairline no more. Y'all see it sometimes. Sometimes I don't have no hairline. That's how you know. I don't know why people think I'm in my mid-20s or early 20s. I'm like, shoot, I got I got 2 kids that's almost grown. But nonetheless, I've been a counselor. I've counseled children. I've counseled people in relationships, counseled grown people. I've counseled a lot of different people about a lot of things, because I'm not really good at everything, but there are some small things that I'm really, really good at. Okay? But again, I want to repeat that to you. We talk about the majority and not the anomaly. The anomaly are those small group of people that fall under the category that you are describing. That is not the the majority of the women that are having children outside of wedlock. The majority of women that are having children outside of wedlock, especially in the black community, are women that are having those children specifically for Section 8, food stamps, car vouchers, and child support. That is what they have a plethora of things that they can have those children for. And some even do it just to get school loans. Holla if you hear me. There's too many reasons for them to have children for all the wrong reasons. There are some good women out there that do have children for the right reasons and want to do the right things and do have a decent mindset. But again, they are not in mass numbers. We are looking at about 82% of children in the black community that are born outside of wedlock. 82%. Where's Chris Thorns at? I didn't see him. Let me say what's up. Oh, what's up, Chris Thorns? I missed you, brother. My bad. What's going down on my brother Chris Thorns' show was in the building. 82%. You cannot have such a high rate when in the 1950s, in the 1940s, and the 1960s, the black community actually had the highest rate for in-birth wedlock children. 91%. This is a statistic you can look up. How do we go from 91% children inside of wedlock to 82% in 2017, 2016, 2015, and 14 at higher than 75%, and we're pushing 82%? 82%. That is a drastic difference. For the meter to be on full, for it to do like this, and go all the way to the opposite side, that means that there is something happening. Girl, don't be telling them I'm 40 years old. I ain't 40. Don't give me more years than I need. My goodness. So again, we don't talk about the anomaly. The reason why we don't talk about the anomaly, Latanza, is because we cannot fix the issues that are going on in the black community if we talk about the small portions. We need to look at the bigger picture. You fix the bigger picture, the larger issue. So let me give you an example. If you had 2 holes in your boat and you're out in the water and you're sitting in that boat, would you take time focusing on finding something to plug all the little bitty holes in your boat? All the little bitty pinholes in your boat? Or would you worry about the big gaping bowling ball size hole that's right in the bottom of your boat that's taking you down and water is seeping in? Which one would you focus on, Latanza? Because the scenario that you gave me are the little pinholes in the boat that are allowing little drips of water coming in and a lot of different little sections. We're not going to worry about the bowling ball hole inside the bottom of the boat that's allowing in the majority of the water. The majority of the issues are coming from that 82% of women that are having children specifically for government benefits. All right, let's keep going.
Responsibility of the American government to support our women. And it certainly is not the responsibility of the American government to hold our man down.
She said it's not the government's responsibility to hold our man down. Wow. It's not the government's responsibility. Women have all the choice. What's up, Rennie? Women have all the choice. If women don't think they have all the choice, then it just proves the delusion, that the delusion is real. Women have all the choices, all of them, all of the benefits, all of the choices. Let's keep going.
This book is to allow us to have a new chance to start all over and say, yes, this is what has happened. I didn't make myself like this. We don't get anything from ourselves. We pick it all up externally. And as we have picked up these bad habits, we can, decide that we are not going to do them. See, what has happened is that we have been turned, sisters, into kind of like Frankenstein. I think everybody remembers the Frankenstein monster. He had somebody's arms, somebody's legs. He even had somebody else's brain inside of his skull. Oh, he was functional, but he was not himself. And so, yes, we are functional. We have been taught that having a good job means that we are a total success. We have been taught that the solution to all the problems of the black people in America is to get a job with the white people. That's just not the truth. And that's certainly not saying that it is not important for us to have money for food, clothing, and shelter. And it's not saying that we as black women are not strong. I'm here today to represent some of that monumental strength we say we have. This does not mean that we are not strong. We don't have to put our man down in order to be strong. I'm just saying that we have used our strength in the wrong direction. We've been using it against our man instead of for him. If we use the kind of strength and influence that we have in this society to support the black man, won't anybody be able to come against him? But every man is judged by his woman, and if his woman say he ain't nothing, then the whole world believes he ain't nothing.
I want you guys to hear that. She said, if the women say that their men ain't nothing, then the whole world is going to judge them as nothing. That is freaking powerful. Listen to her say it again.
But every man is judged by his woman, and if his woman say he ain't nothing, then the whole world believes he ain't nothing. The actual fact is, every man himself judge his own self by his woman. He can be out in the world being great, and the whole world can be kneeling to him, and if he come home and she say, you ain't nothing, you ain't been nothing, then that's who he believes. And yes, we have insulted our man in front of our children. It wasn't intentional. We just been frustrated. We couldn't make you brothers do what we want you to do. We didn't have anybody else to tell sometimes, so we would say it over the children. He ain't no good. He make me sick. He's stupid. If he loved you, he would be here with you. When every man in here know that his relationship with his children is predicated on his relationship with their mother, and if they are not getting along with us, they are not going to spend any time with the children. That's just how that is. And I talk to brothers around this country, and I have testimonies and tons of letters from brothers who write and tell me that my book made them to decide to try to be a man again and try to have a woman. Now, if you think that's not an important work, I got black men who write me and say, you have made me decide not to have another white woman. I'm going to try to get back with the sisters and try them one more time. See, you know, nobody is going to give us this information. They have us standing around sometime and pointing at the brothers and saying, yeah, that's them over there. They ain't no good. They doing this and that and the other, and it's all negative. And they have us thinking that the black man is going to die and we going to live on. But that's not how it's going to go. There is still one monolith in the black community, and that's that it still takes a man and a woman to make a baby. So if the black man dies, we all die. And I don't want to die. I want to live. I want my children and my grandchildren and whatever else is coming after Shahrazad, I want that to live. But we are not on the path of life. We're on the path of destruction. You know, learning how to get along has to be taught by force. Slavery was taught by force. We didn't volunteer for that. They made us do that. They forced us to do that. And that's how we're going to have to learn how to reunify. It's going to have to be done by force. We're going to have to make ourselves try to deal with each other. Yeah,
and this actually goes out to Leroy X and also to my sister Latanza. All I want you guys to like for the people that are listening, for the people that do take issue with what she's saying, all I want you guys to do is point out when you say things like when you say that this woman jumps on popular topics and lies for fame, tell me what lies she told. Any and all of us that speak publicly, including myself, especially my brother Tommy, and anybody else that speaks on popular topics, all speak on popular topics. That's actually a scenario where I could say all. We definitely do that. But what I want you to do is I want you to point out to me what she said that was wrong if you say that she lies. What lies has she told here? What lies has she told before? Point that out to me, and that way we can continue to have the discussion. Let's keep going.
And that's very difficult, and it certainly takes a great deal of self-control and love for your nation at large. It's the greatest form of unselfishness. Now, I don't go around advocating that people that hate each other stay together. That's not what I'm saying. That's different. We can't solve a
Leroy, and I hear you, and I appreciate you being here because I've never seen you here before. And all I ask for everybody to do is just continue to just keep an open mind when you come here. This is an open mind portion of YouTube. So when you're here, that's all we ask you to do is just come over with an open mind. We don't expect everybody to believe in what we believe in, to say what we say, to think how we think. We definitely don't believe that. But what we do believe here is that we believe in being fair, we believe in truth, and we believe in logic. So when you say, look at Dr. Drew videos, to look at whatever videos I want to, all I asked you to do was tell me something that she said was a lie. Okay? Now, if you watch those videos, then what you ought to be able to do for me is to be able to tell me, even just one thing, tell me one sentence or one statement or one idea that she has passed off that is factually inaccurate. If you would tell me that, I'd be more than happy to hear you out. Till then, I'm going to keep playing the video. Let's go.
Problem or get to a solution about a problem that we refuse to acknowledge that we have. We don't have to be ashamed that we have a problem. We don't have to be ashamed to know that it is related to slavery, because all of our problems are related to slavery. And I know that that seems to be some old hat issue, and everybody want me to stop talking about that. Nobody would tell the Japanese woman to forget about the fact that during World War II, the white man interned her family, took all of their personal possessions. Nobody would tell her to forget about that. Nobody would tell the Indian woman, forget about the fact that the white man came over here and took your country and put you and your babies out on the reservation. And nobody would dare to tell the Jewish woman to forget about the Holocaust, so why I gotta forget about slavery? See, the Japanese and the Indian and the Jewish woman got behind their men, and they had some very terrible histories also. But because they got behind their men and supported them and worked with them, those people are successful today. They own property, they have businesses, they got great land here and abroad. You know, they have stocks, bonds, whatever America has to offer, they own part of that. They are in a position to make decisions because they have some ownership. It's only been the black man and the black woman who didn't reunite after a terrible time. And so today we are splintered. We don't have very much. We practice envy and jealousy. You know, they taught us a lot of bad habits that we practice against each other. If we practice everything we practice against each other against the white man, they'd have been killed out of America. Most of that stuff we reserve for our own kind, and that's wrong. We have had that rumor that we are the backbone of the black nation because it has served to make us think we were better than the black man.
She said being told that black women are the backbone of the black community makes black women believe that they are better than black men. And based on, and all I'm saying is based on the way that our sisters act as a whole, hashtag not all. For the people that don't catch that, it's not all. But for the ones that it applies to, I can see all of those women that fit into that category acting like they're better than black men. I 100% agree with her.
Great land here and abroad. You know, they have stocks, bonds, whatever America has to offer. They own part of that. They are in a position to make decisions because they have some ownership. It's only been the black man and the black woman who didn't reunite after a terrible time. And so today we are splintered. We don't have very much. We practice envy and jealousy. You know, they taught us a lot of bad habits that we practice against each other. If we practice everything we practice against each other against the white man, they'd have been killed out of America. Most of that stuff we reserve for our own kind, and that's wrong. We have had that rumor that we are the backbone of the black nation because it has served to make us think we were better than the black man. We have walked around and wore that as some kind of a sacred garment. And our men have had to struggle up under the already preconceived notion that they wasn't no good. We have always heard that the black man leaves us. He walks out on us. He don't love his children. He won't take care of his family.
Latanza, she's talking to you. You hear that? I'm going to back it up. And Latanza, if you're in the chat, let me know. I believe she's talking to you on this one, sister.
We have walked around and wore that as some kind of a sacred garment. And our men have had to struggle up under the already preconceived notion that they wasn't no good. We have always heard that the black man leaves us. He walks out on us. He don't love his children. He won't take care of his family. He beat his women. He do a lot of horrible things. This book goes back to try to examine what are some of the possible contributing causes. What happened before he left? What happened? Something happened. The black man is just not bad by nature. The brothers love their children as much as any other man. Every man loves his baby. They keep wanting to tell us that our man don't even love his children. He's not a mother, though. He's a father. He's not going to have the same kind of connection to the cub that we have. We can't expect that. We keep wanting the man to act like a woman. He can't act like no woman. Praise be to Allah. I wrote the book so that the brothers would understand what's going on, because most of what we charge them with is that he can't, quote, handle us. He can't handle me. They haven't known what they were handling. They didn't have that information. The book is really a book that puts the black man on point, because it tells him what he has allowed to happen to his woman and his children. And he can never again say he didn't know what was going on, because I have told him. See, it's never been an issue about whether or not the book is true or not, brother. The issue has been that I was not supposed to tell. But that's the missing information. And I was willing to come out here and go through whatever was going to be required if it was going to reunite some of our people. If we can get 1 or 2 black families in every town to start functioning differently, to make a better man and a better woman, then this campaign is worth it. It's worth it for our entire nation. I didn't just donate money to Marvin Collins School because this is my hometown, or because I wanted to put it in my mother's name. But we must have our own black schools to educate our own children.
Jason Gunn, did you hear what she just said? The last show I did on our panel, did I not just say that we need to homeschool our children? If we want to complain about the conditions of the school, homeschool the children. Tell me where I lied. Tell me, did she not just say what I said? Right? Let's keep going.
We have to educate our own children. If it's in a closet, I would rather support them, to have my own kind, trying to teach my own kind, than sending them out there into the white people's school and let them tell them all kind of nonsense that they want to. It's a very serious situation. Let us take a look at what we as black women have produced while we were allegedly backboning the black nation.
Okay, let me see. Somebody, Mo Common Sense says homeschooling is becoming illegal. I don't know that to be a fact, but I will say this, Mo. I don't think that they would ever even attempt to try to make it illegal, even if that was the case, and I'll tell you why. The reason I believe that is because of the fact that the schools are overcrowded. The teachers have too many students in the classrooms. The classrooms are getting smaller. And as far as like a lot of the classrooms that they have, they're doing, like, I even watched my mom go through it one year, and I felt so bad for my mom. They put my mom in like a it's almost like a mop room or something like that, like a storage room, or like a book room or something like that, and converted it into a classroom. Now, some of you guys out there, that's why I wish my brother Henry was still around, but I know he's been busy and stuff like that because he's a teacher. And I know anybody that's out there that's a teacher would agree that if you see in a lot of these inner city schools that are struggling, that they are overcrowding the schools, they are overcrowding the classrooms. The students aren't getting the proper education that they need because they aren't getting the attention that they need. They are not going to en masse take all the children out of school and homeschool them all. Even if they did, that would actually give teachers an opportunity to do something different because a lot of teachers aren't actually working for a check. The majority of teachers are working because the fact that they love children and they want to help children. They're definitely not doing that as a career for a check because there's a lot more productive, more financially feasible things that they could be doing for a check. I can guarantee you that. Okay? Because if they're smart enough to educate, they're definitely smart enough to get other jobs if they really wanted to. All right, let's keep going.
1 in every 4 black males between the age of 20 and 29 is in prison on parole, been arrested, or had some.
What did he say? But I don't mess with. I don't know what Brad is talking about. Let me see. What exactly is he talking about? It's on YouTube. It shows slavery way raw than roots. Oh, okay. Thank you, Tar. I didn't know what you was talking about. Okay, I get it. Shoot me an email at thesodayoudig@gmail.com if you have a link for it. I'd be happy to take a look at it. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you. I was wondering what you meant at first. All right. Well, I got you. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Like I say, I told you guys, if my baby makes a decision on that, then, you know, she puts the hammer down. It is what it is.
Bump with the law. Over 50% of our prison population is black, male, growing, and female. We have more black men in prison than in college. 6 out of every 10 black men between the ages of 15 and 44 are unemployed, in jail, got some disease, homosexual, on drugs. 73% of all the black men in prison were raised by a single black woman in a home with no man.
What did Tommy not just talk about? Wow. Wow. Tommy talks about that all the time when he says that the majority of the black men that are in jail didn't have a father at home. And think about the fact that we have never had more black men in prison than we do in the current state. Think about that. Are fathers not important, guys? Women chose to choose the state over having fathers in the home back in the 1960s, 1964. Great Society, look it up. We've gone downhill ever since then. And now you look in 2018 and we have more black men in jail now than we ever have. And the majority of it comes from them not having fathers in their life. And the fact that we put we chose the government over fathers back in the 1960s, and look at where it's culminated. We don't make that connection. Do we not make that connection? I think that's important. Thank you, Shahrazad. Thank you, brother Tommy Sotomayor. Been putting that out there on the front street. Let's keep going.
80% of that 73% suffer child abuse in the home, victimized by the mother. 1/3 of our children drop out of school before they graduate. Over 60% of our households are headed by black women who are single, divorced, separated, or widowed. Yeah, we got a serious problem. And only God knows how many of our black babies we have killed through abortion. I think that's something the black man will never understand, how we kill that life in our womb because we decide we don't feel like taking care of it. It's too much of a hassle. Or we change our mind about how we feel about the man. So we have been in a very, very powerful position. We can make heaven or hell for the man, and we can decide who's going to live and die.
Whoa. Again. Wow. I got to just let this play, guys. I'm not going to keep stopping it. But my goodness. She said we could choose who lives and who dies between heaven and hell. The woman's choice. I haven't heard anybody in the chat yet tell me where Shahrazad Ali lied. I haven't heard a lie yet. That sounds logical. It sounds reasonable. And it makes a heck of a lot of sense.
That is a great woman, I agree. But we are in a very prestigious position. We are the wives of the man who was the first man that God chose to be on the earth. That's a very great position. The most valued and the strongest man on the earth that everybody's trying to use for something. He's the most durable. He's the most persistent. He's the most determined. The black man is not wrong because he does not do what white America wants him to do. And he's not wrong because he don't do what we want him to do. We don't know everything to do ourselves.
True. You guys, do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up. We had about 146 people watching. Just hit the thumbs up when you come in. Jason or somebody, can y'all let me know how many thumbs up we have? But if we could do that, like I said, you guys don't always have to donate. We had 2 donations come in from my sister Sinead and from my brother Classic Young Man. Anybody else that want to donate, feel free. The links are at the bottom. But if nothing else, even if you don't have it or if you want to support, maybe support at a later time, for now, when you come in, the best thing to do and the simplest thing to do and the thing that don't cost you a dime. Those likes don't cost you a thing. Hit that thumbs up for me, guys. Thanks.
We're learning a lot of what we think that we're supposed to do through recommendation and chance. Passing information among each other. Sharing secrets that'll help us to trick him, to keep him confused. We do things in front of his face and we have learned how to convince him that he didn't even see that happen.
I don't know, Carrie. I don't know if she gets attacked by others in the black community, but I do know until Tommy brought her to our attention, until my brother Jason Gunn sent me a video, I never heard of her. So I'm just assuming that nobody is really putting her voice out there because they have their own agendas. There's no reason why they shouldn't be sharing this woman's message. So I'm gonna just assume that they're just not spreading her message for their own selfish reasons. It's just like I told you guys before. The whole pro-black movement is based on sheep and not leaders. Sheep, not leaders. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to wake people up to certain things, because then those bread makers in those pro-black communities, those pro-black leaders, will lose their money and lose their pockets. It's a selfish thing, and they're all about self as opposed to the health and the best thing for the black community. All right, let's keep going.
Just serious situations. This is the first platform the black man has ever had to air his grievances about the black woman, because nobody would ever listen to him. They listen to us. And we have had many complaints. Many of them may be true, but they have complaints against us too. They've just been too cool to deal with it like that. And then God sent Sister Shahrazad and said, we're going to deal with it now. History can't be complete without dealing with it. We cannot let the history live and die and record that we were all right and they were all wrong, because that's just not the way it is. We are good people, but we are both going to be a good people. And I hear, women around the country tell me, say, well, you have insulted black womanhood, and now anybody from any foreign country or anybody who picks your book up is going to think that all black women are like that. That's impossible. Everything I list in the book is visual and audible. You can see it or you can hear it. So if you don't see it or hear it, it ain't there.
I really like this woman. I really, really like this woman. And she just addressed the fact. She said, in a shorter words, she said, hashtag not all, for those who didn't get it. Let me see. Leroy said, I agree with 90% of what Shahrazad Ali has said, but these videotapes are old. Watches are Shahrazad. Okay. Leroy, this is the thing, bro. I get what you're saying, and I hear you. All right. But this is the thing. I believe this message is important. I believe that this message should be heard, which is why I'm playing it on our particular channel. But I will say this. You're telling me that you agree with 90% of what she said, but earlier, specifically and verbatim, what you said was you said that she tells lies. I asked you to tell me one lie that she told. Okay? I said, just give me one line. You said, hold on. I said, okay. I continued to play the show. I think I've been pretty respectful, and I hope you don't think I'm being disrespectful now. All right? All I'm saying is if you want to talk about where she's being dishonest and where she lied, I'm not asking for when, where, why, or nothing like that. I'm asking you what was said. What lie did she tell? Either you can tell me a lie about what she's saying now, or you could tell me a lie about something that she has said. If you could do that for me, that would help me out quite a bit.
But if you see it and hear it, which you will, it's present. So there's no danger that somebody's going to look at one of us and think we are doing the things that I describe in the book. Because you can see if somebody's doing that or not. That's not difficult to be able to read a person on that. The book certainly does not give the black man any rights over us in a certain kind of a way, because no man can begin to try to get us together until he look at himself in the book.
I like that. That's fair. That's fair. That's 100% fair. I like what she said. Guys, we got almost about 150 people watching. When you come in, just do me a simple thing. Just hit the like, hit the thumbs up. Okay? Can you do that for me? That would help me out quite a bit. Thanks.
See, we represent problem number 2. They already know who problem number 1 is. Now, I know that many of us have heard a lot about, allegedly, as I said, about how much money I'm supposed to be making. I have to mention that because that's what they mention in all of the newspapers around the country. It's the weirdest thing I ever heard of. One article in Emerge magazine, before I left, day before yesterday, I come out of Boston, I went back through Philadelphia, and somebody had faxed me a copy of an article out of Emerge magazine, and the magazine said that they were still getting letters about my book, but that they had decided not to print anything else about it because they had decided that my book had made enough money. So I called the editors up. I told my secretary, I said, get him on the telephone. So I asked him, I said, that was a very ridiculous and ignorant remark to make, brother, since you don't know what the book sells for or how many I've sold or any of that. I say, plus, why don't some of you black people get together and go tell IBM and Adidas and Nike and Reebok that they made enough money?
So there it is, guys. She addressed it right there. It's the fact that like I suspected, her message is being stifled, which makes perfect sense.
Those are the people robbing our people.
What's up to my sister Chastity? What's up, Chaz?
Go down there and tell Xerox they made enough money and see what they say. I have security, mostly not because of black women. We ain't gonna do nothing but fuss. I have security because of black men. The book puts the black man on point. They get hysterical, they go into denial, they jump the seats, charge down the aisles. You'd be surprised. So it's not the black woman that this book is upset, because many of our black men don't want to take responsibility for their families. Many of them, not just because of financial reasons, many of them have accepted so much of the hype in the media that they don't know what it would be like to be in charge. They got doubt. They have fear. They are afraid that they will fail. We're all afraid of failure. The major tool that was used against us during slavery was the implication of fear. We have to get past that fear.
Wow, man, deep. I hope y'all understood what she just said. I don't even want to say it. Let's keep going.
Our men have to stop being scared to say, yes, I'm the head of the house. They need to know that every woman want to know her limitations with her man. Any woman that can do a man any kind of way and have her way with him and say anything she wants to him, she ain't gonna want him in a minute. We have to know what the black line is. I had
Let me give a shout out to my sister. That is my sister Erica. Iguz is me in the chat. Sent a donation, sent some love, and I'd like to say thank you, sister, for the donation. And man, like I said, the core people that send donations are freaking amazing. And I'll just throw this out there while I was shouting that out, because it made me think about this. For everybody else, let's just say if we have about 150 people, 160, whatever it is watching right now, for the people that want to hit the thumbs up and all that stuff, I appreciate that. Like, one of the things that helps a lot is if, like, each show, if everybody donated like 4 quarters, donated a buck, like, for people that are on a budget, like, if you did that maybe every so often, even that would amount to something major, you know. So, like I say, I definitely would like to see more people find it in their heart to donate to the show. Like I say, it definitely makes us coming on live and spending the time and getting the content and taking the risk that we take to be able to put our face out there and speak on these things a heck of a lot easier. So for the people that continue to step out there and contribute for the masses, I gotta keep saying thank you, man. Thank you to the people. And she said, thank you so much. Thank you so much for playing this again. I enjoyed it last time and I enjoyed tonight. Have a great evening. Sister Goose is me. Thank you so much. Again, to my sister Sinead, my brother Classic Young Man, always showing love. To everybody else, if you want to hit the links, they're there. And you can also check out the Patreon also if you like. Let's keep going. We got a little bit more.
Did an interview the other day from a newspaper out of Baltimore. Anyway, so they had brought down the camera crew and stuff, and so they were trying to interview me. So, of course, they got on that favorite part of the book, you know, that everybody deal with. And so he asked me, I haven't been slapped in the mouth. So I told him, I say, well, this book is not an autobiography, first of all. I said, and secondly, I said, I don't get that far out of control. I say, since that's how it's described, it's very easy to keep that from happening. Just don't do that. So I said, I don't do that. I don't talk like that. I said, I can tell by his tone of voice when it's time to stop talking. Yeah, that's the most amazing thing. The amazing thing to me is how our people go around the country trying to pretend that we ain't fighting. And that I made that up, you know. But as I said, this book demonstrates that we are not as different as we like to think that we are. So what I'm going to go over real brief right now is what the attributes are of the good black woman. Since she's not on television, we may not recognize her. Okay.
That was deep.
Now, the good black woman.
How do I donate? I'm buzzing tired from work. I got child support payments because I like that irresponsible and our sister. Okay, how do you donate? More common sense. If I'll tell you what, especially for my brothers that are on child support, all I would encourage you to do is donate a thumbs up, donate a share, you know, tell somebody else about the show. Donate me a subscriber. That would be awesome. I definitely take subscribers because for what one person can't donate, maybe somebody else might. Think about that. It's another good thing.
Has 7 attributes, and then I'm going to explain to you how to utilize those in your day-to-day life. The good black woman has self-discipline, courteousness, cheerfulness, self-respect, intelligence, cleanliness, and love. Now, we've heard that terminology. You know, it's like one of those where they tell you pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. What do that mean? You know, how can I make that functional in my day-to-day life to benefit me as a practice? It sounds like all theory. Where's the practicum? What do I do? The good black woman has self-discipline. That's self-control. Let me make that real for you, sisters. We can start with our mouth. The good black woman can control her mouth. She don't have to say everything that comes up. It's okay if he get the last word sometime. You know, she don't cuss in public. And she works on not cussing in private. She don't tear a man down with her mouth because they can't out-argue us. Can't nobody out-argue us. I have charged that we nag our men too much. We keep our men's head tied up so much with our petty grievances about our personal relationship that he don't have time to think and plan for our future. Because he got to deal with what's going to happen with us every day. You know, it's real odd. When the black man come home, he almost have to do a wind test or stick his toe in the door. He don't know what's waiting. He don't know who in there today. He know it's a possibility that there's some kind of new monster that he didn't even know about yesterday. So, you know, we need to not make it like that. We need to not be so vicious with our mouth. You know, men are not petty like that. They're not going to out-argue us. And it has been proven that verbal abuse is just as harmful as physical abuse. So let's not use our mouth to do that to him. The good black woman is courteous. She says, thank you, baby. I appreciate you doing that. I appreciate every effort you make. Try harder. I'm going to work with you. Thank you. I know you did your best. Now that's a whole new language.
What she's talking about is speaking life into your man. Very, very, very important.
But just to say that during the course of the day, every day, with the man that you're trying to be with or want to be with, will make our life easier. We can't get it if we don't give it. We keep wanting them to give us and do something for us that we refuse to do and give to them. It don't work like that. The good black woman has self-respect. She don't have to go out naked just to get the attention of a man. I have sisters all over the country, and they come up to me after the lectures, and they'll be talking to me, and they'll say, well, you know, all he think about is sex. All he think about is my body. I say, why don't you show him something else? And then here's the really good one. They'll come up and they'll have on a weave. They have on false eyelashes, another whole face, false fingernails, and all of that. And then they'll say, but I'm looking for a real man.
God bless this sister, man. God bless this sister. Did Tommy not just say that recently? He's been saying that a lot. I want y'all to hear that again. Think about it again. All I ask you guys to do is just keep an open mind. What's up, Lola? Lola, how you doing? Always showing love. Let me see. Also, I gotta let me make sure I can say your name, brother. I'm not gonna disrespect you if you don't want me to say your name. I just got another donation, you guys. Give me just a moment here. I got one from my guy. Is he in the chat? I'm gonna say shout out to my guy G. My guy G Shack. I think I could say that. Thank you to my brother. Appreciate the donation, bro. Here we go, guys. Get ready. Hold on to your seats. She's gonna say it.
And then here's the really good one. They'll come up and they'll have on a weave. They have on false eyelashes, another whole face, false fingernails, and all of that. And then they'll say, but I'm looking for a real man. It's real deep. I say, why? What you want a real man for? The good black woman can pull a dress down without thinking that it devalues her. She doesn't have to use her body because she has so many other good attributes about herself to get the attention of a man. We can take the sisters in a position to take all of the charge and sexual energy out of the black community by just dressing differently. We have the power and control over that.
CJ said, is this from the 80s? I would say this. It's just like with anything that I feel like is good information. Now, to answer your question, I'm not actually sure of the actual year of this, but I can say that her message that she's speaking is more relevant now than it ever has been. But I could say that. So it's definitely relevant to where we are today in March of 2018. If we took her message and took it to heart. So that's kind of how I answer that question. I'm not sure, but I think it's relevant.
Don't stop you from being beautiful. That don't stop you from getting a man. And it certainly puts things on the right perspective so some other judgments can be made other than physical. It don't take no knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to have a sexual reaction. That's the most base. We spend less time doing that than anything else we do. So, that doesn't always have to be the forefront issue. We know we are capable of that. The good black woman has intelligence, meaning that she knows how to behave properly in the streets. She's not in the wrong place. Some of our women don't know what else to do other than go to the bar. They need some activities. Some of our women thinking that staying home on the weekend is some kind of sin. Some of our women think that if they don't have a new outfit to wear every day, that they're going to self-destruct. We have a lot of just that kind of nonsense going. Every time we buy new outfits and clothes or whatever, all we're doing is sending money out of our community. We don't own no clothing stores. If the white man closed the shoe factory, we'd all be here barefooted tonight. We don't own no shoe factories. Very base things that we don't own, that we put our money into and demand we have to have them. A lot of times our men look at us and know that he ain't never going to be able to make enough money to give us all of the things we say we want. And don't no man want to be with no woman who he constantly got to deny her the things that she says she wants. And that represents failure to him, to have to always, not be able to provide us with what we ask for. One of the ways we can do that is to start being satisfied with less. The good black woman is clean. Now that's a hard one. The good black woman try to keep the house clean. Good black woman is clean by her own body. A lot of those things we kind of take for granted, but all of our people don't know about that. There are people who are angry with me because I even describe the fact that some of us as sisters don't have the proper personal hygiene, as if that don't exist. We have too much falsehood and pretense going about our condition. Everybody that's dressed up ain't clean. That's just the truth. We have to look at our condition in the light of truth. The good black woman practices non-possessive loving. Now, y'all know that's a hard one. Now, envy is wanting what someone else has. And jealousy, of course, is just selfishness. Non-possessive loving is not an easy one for us to practice. And, of course, I have a lot of sisters and some brothers who are in disagreement with me saying that. But the actual fact is that our men are outnumbered about 5-1.
I talk about that all the time. Now, one of the things that I'm not 100% sure on, but I actually said that we're outnumbered 7-1, but she said 5-1. That actually makes a lot of sense whenever I'm looking around. So she said 5-1. So I like that number. Let me give a shout out to... Let me make sure. Is that him? Okay. I'm not sure if I can say your name or not. I'm going to say shout out to my guy, Carlos. He said, thank you, brother. Keep up the good work. Carlos, definitely appreciate that. Showing a little love here in the Soda You Dig, man. Definitely appreciate that, Carlos.
And nature is going to require that the men take responsibility for more than one woman and her children. Most of our men have children by more than one woman anyway.
Whoa. Okay, now, wow, this can't be a coincidence. Now, you guys have heard Tommy talk about that when we talk about polygamy and alternate relationships. Got you, bro. That's why I didn't give the first and last name. Got you. So I wasn't sure, but I got you. Got you. But Tommy talked about alternative relationships, and because our sisters are outnumbered that big, then that means that more of the men are going to have to take on more than one woman. That's what she just said. That makes perfect logical sense, because if you think about this, honestly, there aren't very many other races that think highly of our sisters. Like Tommy actually proved that that's statistic. Oh, okay. No problem. No common sense, bro. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. But no, man, people actually don't, they mean what they say as far as that go. I respect you 100%. So thank you for the donation, brother. Appreciate that. But Tommy talks about that quite a bit, because What he talked about in his show when he pulled up that website that was talking about the dating statistics and where everybody ranks, they said that black women were the only race that rated our black men positively. You know, like I said, I think other races think of us a little bit higher than that, but nonetheless, we'll roll with that number. And the fact that black women weren't actually, liked by any race besides black men, and that was the only place where it was even close. So if you think about that, if other races of men aren't willing to, to marry black women and be families with black women, if that's the case, then that means a lot of black women are going to end up being without. Which is why, in my opinion, you have the cannibalism. When I mean cannibalism, I'm talking about the LGTB stuff. I'll just say it like that. So, that way I don't get flagged or nothing like that. But I think you guys understand what I'm saying. All right? But that's why you have a lot of the women that are going with other women, because they're turning into a point to where there aren't any men available for them. So they're turning to each other. You see that happening a lot. So what she just said is correct, based on the fact that women are going to be without if all the men decided to pair bond with one woman.
Wanting what someone else has. And jealousy, of course, is just selfishness. Non-possessive loving is not an easy one for us to practice. And, of course, I have a lot of sisters and some brothers who are in disagreement with me saying that. But the actual fact is that our men are outnumbered about 5-1. And nature is going to require that the men take responsibility for more than one woman and her children. Most of our men have children by more than one woman anyway. So I don't know why that was such a surprise, allegedly, when I said that. The black man has not been waiting on me to tell him he could have more than one woman. I'm in agreement with the rest of y'all. I don't think he should do that, but I feel like you did. There are some things perhaps about the nature of our man that we have been given some definitions about that are not true. There are some things he can do that we call him a dog. We do not have the same capabilities as a man. I am not talking about fornication and adultery. That's something else. I'm talking about actual responsibility of fatherhood and husbandhood of another family. That's quite different from fornication and adultery. We don't have the same capabilities of them. That's right. A man can have 2 homes, 2 sets of in-laws. He can eat dinner at 2 houses, 2 sets of children, 2 garages, 2 separate sets of friends attached to that woman. He can have all of that. We can't do that. We can't cook dinner at 2 houses. We can't sleep with one man 4 nights a week and another one 3. Ain't no man gonna agree with that. We can't have one set of children we leave in one place and go and stay in another place and take care of another set. It doesn't work for us. Now that does not mean that we can't have sex with more than one man. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just taking responsibility for your children. Now certainly every man can't take financial responsibility for all of his children. He can do something. But a man who is spending time with a child is going to do something for it. Because then they'll find out what we have since we've been taking care of them by ourselves. You don't like to always say, no, I can't do it. No, I ain't got it. So the children will make you get it up.
And one of the things that I like that she said, Jay McLovin, I want you to think about this because we talk about this a lot. She said that a man that spends time with his child will do something for that child. Did we not talk about? Oh, I know what you're talking about, Jay McLovin. But did we not talk about that? When you're given an opportunity to spend time with that child, you will do for that child. I love the fact that she said that part. That's what I got from it. What you think about that? Because I like that. If a man, because what you have is a lot of women out there for us brothers Us brothers that are going through situations where you're having difficulty seeing your children behind behind your kid's mom. If the kid's mom would do something as simple as allow that man opportunities to come get his children and spend time with his children, that man will do for his children. That is 100% true. So I'm not going to put too much of my business out there because we still got about 160 people watching right about now. We'll talk about my personal situation maybe another time, maybe offline, maybe when it's suitable. But I do believe that, though, in all seriousness. So for my ladies that maybe not your situation, but for ladies that that maybe are preventing their fathers, the kid's father, from being able to see them, I always encourage, and my girl knows this. I said one thing I will always do is I will always encourage and give opportunities for that man to be involved with his children. Always have opportunities. Always have opportunities. Whether you want to take advantage of them, whether you fail to take advantage of them. I talked to my brother Kurt Dog about that a lot. Always make sure that that door is left open. Because once that child comes of age and once that child has their own mind, then that child will make their own decision about that parent. The mother does not need to do a thing. A mother doesn't need to tell that child how bad the father is or anything like that. You let that child find out on its own. That's the fair thing to do. Don't put things in the child's head. Let that child find out from the other parent on their own. Always make sure and keep that door open. Keep that open door policy. Always allow that man an opportunity to spend time with his children. If he says, hey, can I come down on this date this time? Just say, yeah, sure. Why not? Make it where it's always available.
You spend some time with it. You know, that's an important thing. The effectiveness of the principles that I just described, their usefulness has not diminished just because modern opinion has changed about them. There is not a black man in this room who does not still enjoy it if his woman bake him a cake. Well, our young daughters are being raised and taught that that's old style and that's out of fashion. We are not making those rules. Somebody else is, and they're imposing them on us and making us think that we have to qualify under them. I tell the brothers, just like I tell the sisters, if you have a woman that you've been working with for months or years, and you can't get that woman to get in agreement with your program, then get rid of her and get another one. And I tell the sisters the same thing. If you're with a man you can't agree with, don't make his life miserable. Get with a man you can agree with.
That's fair.
But we spend too much time living in hell with each other. We spend too much time tearing each other down, trying to make the other person do different or function different. If you want somebody to change, first change yourself. We set the example. We are the teacher. We are the mother.
I love it. And again, man, this is Sister Shahrazad Ali. If anybody knows how to get in contact with her, feel free to direct her information my way or tell her I would love to get in contact with her, or definitely Tommy. I think Tommy would knock that out the freaking park if he had the honor and the privilege and the opportunity to talk to her. And again, that book is The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman, written by Shahrazad Ali, Shahrazad Ali, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman is the name of that book. Actually, I can take it and show it on the screen for you. You guys can see a little bit of her poster there, but I want to give you guys a little bit more of a shot of that because I want y'all to be able to see that real nice and good. Because I think this sister is amazing. I think her message is amazing, and I think her message is fair. So that's the book right there. So if you guys want to look that up, feel free to look that up. If you can't find it, do as best as you can to try to find it. A simple Google search would help. DJ, you can actually write her a letter. I haven't wrote a letter in forever. I'd be more than happy to do that for sure. But yeah, so definitely, guys, again, I'd like to thank you guys for being here, man. We topped out at 165 people, man. That's awesome. I'm gonna give you guys my dude L Smooth song again, and it's called Hold On. Again, it is a very powerful, very kind of, you know, black empowerment type of song, and I really like this song a lot. So I'm gonna play that for you guys and let you guys check that out. Well, I gotta find it first. Here we go. L Smooth, Hold On.
War paint on my face cause it's a war. Not even the clerk knows what the world has in store. It's a must to be stronger than elephant tusk. From dusk to dawn you can be laid out on your lawn. Survival tactics you better practice. That way you learn to strike quick like matches. Fight fire with fire. Yeah, I'm a leader for hire. Black owned businesses, I'm a product buyer. Grow your network to get your network. I'm a poetry in motion on a tune expert. Let's work, let's build, let's bring back the essence. That way we stop getting treated like peasants. Hold yourself in higher regard. Yeah, I know you got scars. Collaboration, the great minds will raise the bar. Since my talent been unveiled to the planet, people saying hip-hop is alive. Oh, damn it. Only the strong survive. Survive if you're strong. Sam cook the game cause a change gonna come. Hold on. Hold on. Only the strong survive. Survive if you're strong. Sam cook the game so a change gonna come. Hold on.
Yeah, nigga, hold on. Look, minding my business, highly significant. Where the power don't allow you to be innocent. Only cowards devour power for benefit. For the younger people's well-being at the expense of it. I'm here for what I came for, that's it, and I'm going home. Lone wolves don't look for nobody to throw a bone. This for my leaders admitting when getting got. You can either make it right, run from it, or sit and watch. Hit a couple game winners while missing most of my shots. Still had a boxing woman, I never fit in a box. Y'all forgive me for my sins, help me forget these crooked cops. If you don't get what it takes, no, it still took a lot. I don't put it in the status, I just ain't the type to say it. Murder, 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 I don't do it, I okay it. Everything, everybody trying to do it so archaic. Try to be famous, rather be superstars and be the greatest.
Only the strong survive. Survive if you're strong. Sam cook the game cause a change gonna come. Hold on. Hold on. Only the strong survive. Survive if you're strong. Sam cook the game so a change gonna come. Hold on. Hold on.
Yo, hey, life is like a ride without the seatbelt. You gotta put your pride aside when you need help. And I need it more than ever. Hey, every day is cloudy weather. But when it comes to weather and storms, tell me who do it better. Adjusting any element. I'm from the 405 jungle. Lions, bears, elephants. Young niggas out here for tiger stripes. Nothing sweet. And I ain't talking Tony the tiger type. They ride at night. Pull up on you in this day. Aim and shoot you in the face. Jump in the car and speed away. Could careless by catching the case. Cause nowadays they careless by catching the fade. It's always the innocent catching the stray. I'm feeling like Malcolm with the chop. Peeping through the window, just checking out the block. Making sure it isn't hot. Cause these devils quick to run in your spot. Take everything you got, then leave with no second
Only
thought.
the strong survive. Survive if you're strong. Sam cook the game cause a change gonna come. Hold on. Hold on. Only the strong survive. Survive if you're strong. Sam cook the game so a change gonna come. Hold on. Hold on.
All right, again, guys, I'd like to thank you guys. If you guys need anything else from me, please email me at thesodayoudig@gmail.com. I have to get on the highway here not too long from now, and so you guys wish me, you know, safe travels and all of that good stuff. So I gotta make my way to a place and all that good stuff. And I'd like to thank you guys again for coming through. We're going to cut it. So I think that's a pretty good amount of time. I'm going to cut a little bit of the front of the show, and we'll leave the rest of it. So hopefully I entertained you guys just a little bit here really late at night. Because like I said, I know you guys were, in Soda Nation, we're looking for a show. So, if I get back in time, I'll try to do another one. Or I'll be looking for my brother Tommy Sotomayor to do a show. Again, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the support. I'd like to thank everybody again that sent donations here. Before we get up out of here, I'd like to thank my sister Sinead. I'd like to thank my brother Classy Young Man for the donation. I'd like to also thank my sister Egoos is me in the chat. I'd like to thank also my brother Greg, and also my guy let me see. He said not to say his name, but it's hard not to say his name. Hold on. Like the song say, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Mo Common Sense also sent a donation. So anybody else, man, if you guys send a donation, I'll be able to read it on the very next show, and I'll definitely get you guys in here and show you some love for showing me love. And anything that you guys need, please email me at thesodayadig@gmail.com. This is your boy DJ Just J. You guys have a great night, man. We reached about 160, 170 people here tonight, man. That's amazing. In the middle of the night, that's awesome. Thank you guys. Say the first name. All right, man. My brother Carlos. I don't want to say your name if you don't want me to say your name, brother. So let me see. All right. Thank you guys, man. You gotta have a great night. Peace.